Okay, in this problem we're going to solve this differential equation. So this is a linear differential equation with constant coefficients, and it's non-homogeneous because the right-hand side is not 0. So to do this problem, we are first going to solve for the homogeneous solution. So basically that's called y sub c, and then we're going to solve for the non-homogeneous solution. It's called the particular solution, y sub p. And the final answer is just going to be the sum of these, yc plus yp. Alright, so to solve for y sub c, we first pretend that it's equal to 0 and we solve the dE. So we start by finding what's called the characteristic equation. So we have 1/4. Then because there's a second derivative here, we write down m squared plus, there's the first derivative, so that's just m. Then it's y, so it's just the 0th derivative, so it's really just m to the 0, so it's just 1. So whenever you have a y, you just put whatever coefficient you see here goes there. And then you always set this equal to 0. If this is too difficult to factor in your head, you can easily multiply everything by 4, so that it becomes m squared plus 4m plus 4, and that's equal to 0. This should factor. I believe it should be m plus 2, m plus 2. Yeah, that looks okay. Because 2 times 2 is 4, and then 2m plus 2m give you 4m. Yeah, it looks okay. So then we have m plus 2, parentheses, squared, and that's equal to 0. This means that m is equal to -2. And the multiplicity of the solution is 2. That's the number that appears here. This means that we have a repeated real root. So our y sub c is going to be equal to c1 e to the mx, so -2x. And because it's repeated, we have to put an x next to it here, and then write it again. So there's e to the -2x. All right, so there's our y sub c. That's a big, chunk of the problem. We have found the complementary function or complementary solution, or you can call it the homogeneous solution, multiple names, y sub c. Now we have to find yp. So before we find yp, we find what's called the form of yp. So let's focus on that next. So I like to do this in a two-step process. I like to make an initial guess and then a modified guess if necessary. Okay, so when you make the initial guess, you only look at the right-hand side of your differential equation. So based only on that, you see that we have a quadratic, x squared minus 4x. Therefore, our initial guess is a full quadratic. So ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so now you look at the terms of your homogeneous solution and you ask yourself, is there repetition between your initial guess and the terms of yc? Well, the answer is no, right? These are exponentials, and then here we just have powers of x. So our modified is exactly the same in this problem, which is really nice. So there is our modified yp. Okay, the last step is to actually find yp. Once we have that, we can plug it back into this and we're done. So to find yp, we have to take the derivative a couple times and plug it into our dE. So this is the second derivative, so we'll have to take it twice. So I'm going to go ahead and write yp down one more time. So yp is ax squared plus bx plus c. So then yp prime is the derivative. So that'll be 2ax plus b. Then we have to do it again because it's the second derivative in the problem. So yp double prime will be 2a. Now we got to take all of these and plug them into our dE. I'm going to scroll down and write down the dE again just for convenience. I'm going to use a different color. So the dE was 1/4 y double prime. I already forgot. Oh, plus y prime plus y. I'm looking here to see if I can reverse engineer. I don't have this written down. I haven't done this problem. I rarely do the problems before making the videos. It's too much work. It's just easier to make the video. And this is equal to x squared minus 4x. Okay. So this is our DE. All right, good stuff. So now we have to plug everything into this DE. So let's see. We have this one first, and it's being multiplied by 1/4. So 1/4 ax squared plus bx plus c plus y prime, which is 2ax plus b. So I'll put it in parentheses, 2ax. Oh, I messed up. I messed up there. Mistake. Y double prime is this. Okay, so I fixed it so I don't have to delete the video. Good stuff. So 2a. Right, I was like, wait a minute. Why did I write that down? So yeah, y double prime is 2a. For some reason, I wrote this down. And plus y prime is 2ax plus b. That was okay. I don't know, had a little mental lapse there. Plus, the important thing is that we caught the mistake. So ax squared plus bx plus c. Good stuff. Shows you how easy it is to mess up in these problems, you know. And then over here we have x squared minus 4x. So basically just took all of these things here and plugged them in mindlessly. Not really mindlessly though. You see I messed up plugging this one in when I first started to do it. Okay, so now what we do is we distribute. I have a really bad habit of not distributing and trying to like equate coefficients right away. Let's try to break that habit. Let's distribute. So 2a over 4 is 1/2 a. And then this is plus 2ax plus b plus ax squared plus bx plus c. And that's equal to x squared minus 4x. Okay. I think there's nothing we can really combine. I think now we can just start equating coefficients. We're in a good place. So by equating coefficients, I mean we're going to look at all the powers of x. So let's start with the powers of x squared, since those are the highest. So x squared. So on the left-hand side, we want to look at all of the coefficients of x squared. So it looks like the coefficient of x squared on the left is simply a. On the right, it's 1. Therefore, a is equal to 1. Boom. Totally pro. Super awesome. Super powerful. You might say, whoa, why can you do that? Just think simple. If you have ax plus b equals 2x plus 3, obviously a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3, right? You just use matching, right? Most people can look at that and say, oh yeah, obvious. Well, we're doing the same thing here. It's just on a larger scale. If you look at the x squareds on the left-hand side, there's only the a, right? That's the only thing you see. So a. And on the right-hand side, it's the 1. So a must be equal to 1. So it's matching just like we did up here, but on a larger scale. Let's do the x terms. So let's see. We have 2a and, b. So 2a plus b. Those are the x terms. And on the right-hand side, we have -4. Beautiful stuff. I like this green color, like it's coming out of the screen. I can see it really clearly. A is 1, so we have 2 plus b equals -4. So that means b is -6. I'm going to put that in a box because that, my friends, is a huge accomplishment. When you start finding these, it's really good. I mean, you're almost done. The last thing is the constant terms. I'll just put constant. So things without x's. So 1/2 a, that doesn't have an x. B, that doesn't have an x. Kind of a fun problem. And then C, that doesn't have an x. Oh, but what's it equal to? Well, the invisible 0. Right, there's a 0 there, so it's equal to 0. A is 1, so we have 1/2 times 1, so just 1/2. B is -6. Then we have plus C, and that's equal to 0. Okay, so far, so good. All right. 1/2 minus 6. Let's see. So that's really 1/2 minus 12/2 plus C equals 0. That's really a negative 11/2 plus C equals 0. So C is going to be equal to 11/2. All right. So now that we have C, we have A, we have B, we can plug them back into YP. So recall that YP, you can't see it, but we had it written down up above. It was ax squared plus bx plus c. That was our yp. And so now yp from all of this is going to be x squared, because that's our a is 1. B is negative 6, so minus 6x. And then c was 11 halves. So that, my friends, is our yp. So the final answer is y, and it's equal to yc plus yp. So yc, let me scroll up so you see it, is right there. You see it right up here on the top left. That's the one with the c's. Okay, so it's c1 e to the negative 2x plus c2x e to the negative 2x. That's yc, and then plus yp. So x squared minus 6x plus 11 halves. And that would be the final answer to this problem. I just looked at the time, because I can see the time that the video, I can see, like, I have a counter. You can't see it. Well, I guess you can see it depending on where you're watching this, but it just passed 11 minutes. And I was just thinking, like, this isn't even like one of the harder problems. This is just a regular problem. So this is the final answer. I really hope this video has been helpful in some way to anyone out there in the world who is watching it. Until next time, good luck and take care.